it's orange. You can see this, my jig. This is the file that I use to cut my jig. I have it placed where it's up there in the corner so that I know that when I put this on there, these should be accurate. So what I'm doing now is I'm moving these. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to select down here by color and then pull these over here. Even though they're all doing the exact same thing on the lettering, I don't have them all in the same color because that way I can just highlight the color and pick them up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the words that I'm going to use over here, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to my machine and I'll show you what it looks like over there. As you can see, this jig is lined up with the crosshairs. I've got it, and that shows me that is the homing location on my computer. So I have them there. I have my pencils here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this over to here because that's where I want my engraving to start. I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to check on my computer, and yes, it is exactly where it's supposed to be. It may be just a tad bit off, but let's just do, yep, there we go. I know that this line that I've got right here is not anywhere near the little metal piece, because that's my whole goal, is I don't want my laser to even come near this. So now I'm going to come back over here, close the lid real quick, and I'm going to let this do a measurement, do an auto measure. So it's going to do an auto measure here. There we go. It's making sure where it's at. So now my auto measure, and I'm going to double check. Yep, looks like. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going back and forth between my machine and looking at my computer and double checking that the laser crosshairs are lining up with where my words are. So I really want to make sure that this is in the center and that it's in the center over here. Sorry if I'm making you sick. Alright, I'm going to keep doing that and just double checking that right before I process these. It does take a little time, but once I get it set up for one, I'm pretty sure it's going to be alright for the other. Alright, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pencils. I can do 6, so I'm going to go ahead and do 5 more, another batch. So I can do 3 sets, because I sell them in sets of 5 at once. Also, if you know, notice these are set up for left-handed pencils. Left-handed, right? They'll read correctly for someone using in their left hand. I'm about to create another canvas that they will be right-handed, so they'll be flipped. So yeah, so right now these are lefties, and then I'll make some right-handed ones as well. So let's get this started. Okay, on my second canvas, all I'm going to do is I'm going to reflect this horizontally, and what it's going to do is going to put my line perfectly on that side, right where I want it. So now I can make left-handed pencils on this canvas and right-handed pencils on this canvas. So let's get back to this one. I'm going to go ahead and select these, and I'm going to move them down just a hair. There we go. That way they're moved over this way. And they're engraving at 80%, 120 milli. I'm going to go ahead and up this up to 90 and 145. And that'll give me a little more speed and precision and everything. So we're going to go ahead and process this. I'm going to hit process. And it's telling me it's going to take, let's see how long. It's going to take 4 minutes to do 16 pencils. So let's go. I'm just going to all of these are complete. I do have one mess up, that third one down from the top. It looks like I knocked it. I'll show you closer. You can see that it is engraved on the side, but you can tell that these are engraved perfectly if that one hadn't have been turned, which Really, that's all that needed to be done, was turned, and it would have been perfect. So that'll go in my seconds pile. But yeah, all they need to be done is now wiped down with rubbing alcohol, and they are engraved, ready to go. So this is how you use a jig. As long as you line your jig up and line your file, your cut file in the computer for that jig. Okay, let's go back here. Let's go back to this. If I was going to be reprocessing and redoing multiple batches of pencils, I would have just kept going. But if, as you can see, not on the canvas, on this one, that my jig is lined up perfectly at the top and the side, that is the way my jig is going to work every time. As long as I do that, use that crosshairs, it lines up perfectly. So if I'm going to start doing some right-handed ones, it's lined up correctly. I do not have to move my jig. All I do is flip my pencils and put them over here and have my wording, the end of the phrase at the beginning of the pencil. But yeah, that's how you do it. I hope this helped on how to use a jig the most efficient way that I have found. Another thing, if you want to get these out, hold on one. Also, if you're making custom name ones and you want to keep them together, another easy way to get them out is put some, just pulls them up. It really, yeah, it's a little bit messy because I'm only doing this one-handed, but normally it pulls up and I just grab the pencils. It's not this messy. All right, here's the setup for the right-handed pencils, and I'm going to do the same thing I did when it comes to measuring with the left-handed pencil. I'm going to put my little line there, crosshairs right there on the edge of that metal piece. I'm going to tap it over just a little bit like that, and I can see that my line pretty much lines up where I want it. So that'll keep me, if I do that line and tap it over a couple of, line it up with those crosshairs just a little bit past, that'll make sure that my lettering does not get near the metal. Okay, so we're going to go back to canvas number 1, and I'm going to grab those just by the color, clicking on the color, grab it, copy, come down here, paste. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to align it to the right. Now they're all aligned to the right. And now all I've got to do is move them over, line them up in the center. Once I line them in the center, I can just use my right arrow here to move them over, or I can drag them over with my mouse, with my trackpad, which, like I said, my computer's being very slow today. I'm going to raise it up just a hair. Trying to make sure that the center of that top line is in the center of that crosshair. And there we go. I'm going to move it over to where it's right beside the line. Move it back. There we go. And we're going to process these, and these are our right-handed pencils. Alright, now each pencil, I have a paper towel with some rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to rub it off just to clean it up, because there's always going to be some dust, and they look really good. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. These are some a new design, or new colors. Okay, see that one? That's that one I messed up. You can see how it is. So that one just goes over in the seconds pile. And yeah, I mean, it's still a perfectly useful pencil. It's just not a perfectly engraved pencil. But yeah, rubbing alcohol and a paper towel, and all of these will be wiped off clean. And there you go. That's the finishing of the pencils. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video about how to use a jig, and I hope you find it helpful. Yeah, it's just the way I figured out how to do it and be able to not keep it pretty much in the same place. And in all honesty, I prefer pencils on this side, not really the whole, you know, the whole, what you call it, the right-handed or left-handed. I just like the way these look. So, yeah, there we go. See you soon.